Well, injured, suspended for hitting referees, that
That's a
kind of
good
thing. But
point.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Phil
he,
Benford
he's
might actually get back on the pitch at some point now that Chris Howson's retired. Get him out of the video ref booth and get him
he
on the
doesn't have to look
pitch.
behind him all the man. Yeah, yeah, the oldest 33-year-old in the world.
He's the same
Um,
age as me. Chris Houston's the same age as me. Like sometimes you marvel at how young people are and that sort of thing, but never for a million years would I thought Chris Houston was the same age as me. I'd have put him a couple of years older, probably four or 5 years older. But that's
well,
maybe
this
me
was the
being.
thing when he signed that deal. I kind of because obviously he came from Newcastle, didn't he? And I kind of assumed I thought of him at Newcastle. I didn't know how old he was. I thought him as one of their senior pros, last couple of years. And then when they obviously announced it, he must have been 30, and I thought 30, anyway, yes, he prematurely grades. So yeah, he looked distinguished before his time.
Well, someone
So yeah,
who's
so Oliver Gildas,
yeah.
go on,
No, you. I
no,
was
go on,
gonna I was gonna
no, no,
segue
no,
into
sorry.
you to do Gildart, so you can read
Oh,
it out. Yeah.
I've just ruined that. Sorry. Um, Oliver Gildat has signed a new 3-year deal with Wigan. The 21-year-old has been linked with a move away from the Warriors, with his contract set to expire at the end of the season. He's already appeared in 2 grand finals and was named as Super League's Young Player of the Year in 2017 after scoring 15 tries in 20 appearances.
Yeah.
Great piece of business.
I'm happy with it, and most Wigan fans are. And the only surprise is that it seems to have taken a long time to sort out. But he obviously wanted to shop around and see what his options are. A couple of other people who are staying put are Huddersfield duo Aaron Murphy and Dale Ferguson. Both second rowers now is what we could call these two. They're
God.
they're going to sign new. 29-year-old Murphy has been with them since 2012 and has gone on to make over 150 appearances in claret and gold. Meanwhile, Ferguson, who's currently in his second spell with the club, having returned from a stint with Bradford last year. So yeah, 2 re-signings there, and there was 2 re-signings at Widnes as well.
They were. So yeah, so Widnes backing players Gil Dudson and Owen Farnworth have signed new standard Widnes 3-year deals,
Yeah, the new
keeping them at
Widnes.
the new Widnes. This has totally ruined the flow, but anyway, yeah. So the 3-year deals now. Everyone get a 3-year deal, keeping them at the Super League club until the end of 2021. Wales international Dudson, 27, has made 83 appearances for the Vikings since joining them from Wigan Warriors in January 2015. Fellow prop Farnworth, 19, made his debut against Leeds last season and has featured twice for the senior team. And also just a little bit of extra news about Widnes. Dennis Betts says Lloyd White will be out for up to 12 weeks. Hooker, 29, suffered a pectoral injury in Widnes's 23-20 home Challenge Cup defeat by Leeds Rhinos.
If you wear black and white, you're going to have an injury crisis in 2018.
That's obviously the way it works.
Talking about Widnes and the Leeds Rhinos have recalled Jimmy Kynors from his loan spell at Widnes. The centre's spell at the Vikings was extended last week, which is what we were going to talk about, with the Leeds holding the option to recall the 27-year-old. But with Callum Watkins suffering an injury in their magic weekend defeat to Castleford last Saturday, Leeds have wasted little time in recalling the German international. I found an article that said that, copy and paste from, because we have to mention that he's a German international. It's contractually obliged. But yeah, Watkins, the bigger story out of this is Watkins is out for the season, which is awful because he was showing fantastic form and finally was realising his potential from being a really good talent to a really top rugby league player. So that's really a shame for the Leeds club and for Callum Watkins and for England as well, with the 4 internationals this year against New Zealand to look forward to. But yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, ACLs they're the bad ones, aren't they? They're the career limiting ones. So yeah, it's obviously wish him a speedy recovery, and it's never nice to see any player, but particularly one with that kind of talent, sat on the sidelines.
Yes, there's someone else
So
who's going to be sat on the sidelines, isn't there?
yeah. Oh my God, this is basically like casualty ward. This news section. Yeah. So black and white forward Josh Bowden has been rolled out for the remainder of the season with a knee injury. The 26-year-old sustained damage to his knee ligaments in the Challenge Cup victory over Featherstone Rovers and will be out for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah.
Another injury.
I mean, we've just heard today as well. Josh Griffin's going to be out for 3 months too, so that's a shocker for the black and whites as well there. Over on the other side of the city, the red and whites, Hull Kingston Rovers, have received a blow after Danny Maguire has been ruled out for 2 months with a blood clot in his leg. They initially thought it was going to be 3 months that he was going to miss, so getting a second opinion from specialists has confirmed it's maybe not quite as serious as first feared, but out for a couple of months is pretty terrible. And Robbie Mulhern also, who's been absolutely fantastic, probably Hull KR's player of the season so far. He's set to miss several weeks with a medial ligament injury too. So kind of positive on both fronts that they weren't as bad as first feared for either of those two players, but not great because they're probably going to not play again in the regular season, which for the side on the bottom of the table is troublesome.
Yes, but hopefully both can be back for when it really counts in the mid-legs. Okay, so Wakefield have loaned forward Jordan Baldermanson to Lee Centurions on a 1-month deal. The 23-year-old, who's had more clubs than I can count, has struggled to establish himself at Trinity since joining the club ahead of the 2018 season, making just 4 appearances. I mean, I seem to remember a multitude of stories about Jordan Baldermanson going on loan or loan moves here and there and stuff. So,
well, he was at
never
U.
seems to be established.
He was at Leeds,
he was
then loaned to U. Then he went to New Zealand Warriors for a year. Never played there. Yes. Obviously, he was only there for a development thing. Then what? Did he come back? Leeds, Fev, Wakefield.
It's definitely been Fev.
Yeah, few clubs. So let's see if he can, earn himself some more game time with a good loan spell at a top championship club there. Dewsbury have another championship bit of news. Dewsbury have signed Shannon Wakeman on loan from Huddersfield for the second time this season. Wakeman, who joined the Rams for a month back in March, only made 1 substitute appearance from him in that time. Has since made a couple of games for the Giants in Super League, but he's now going to go back to the Tetley Stadium for another initial 1-month loan deal.
There you go. So Wigan pair Joe Bretherton and James Worthington have signed for Championship side Toulouse on a month's loan. Bretherton, 22, has made 17 appearances for the Warriors first team and was recently recovered from a dislocated leg injury suffered in the pre-season game against the Scholars. Centre Worthington, 18, scored 2 tries in his only appearance for Wigan to date, their defeat at home to Wakefield in May 2017. Is it just that Worthington he's kind of just too far down the pecking order? Is that the way it is, really?
He's just a young player who needs to get some game time. He did play at the Magic Weekend out on the wing for Toulouse in that game, so that's good for him. Joe Bretherton's injury woes really for him over the last 18 months. He'd played in a grand final before that, so he's a decent prospect, but I think just at the age he's at, and Wigan have been re-signing some of the more senior forwards, has to move him on. Another Wigan player because Brereton's going to be released at the end of the year as well, so he's playing for a contract for next year with someone. Another Wigan player who's out on loan, Swinton have signed Wigan forward Liam Paisley on a 1-month loan deal. The 21-year-old has featured previously for Swinton on dual reg. He made 7 appearances for them last one and also 1 game earlier this year, and in his first game of this loan deal I think he grabbed a couple of tries at the weekend, so good start for him there. This was a big story actually, the next one we're going to move on to. I don't know why we buried it so far down, but there we are. When I say we, obviously I mean me, because I put it together.
The royal we.
Yeah.
We're all jointly responsible. Cameron Smith has retired from representative rugby league with Australia and Queensland. The hooker confirmed the news less than a month before Queensland's State of Origin series opener. Smith, 34, boasts an incredible record at all levels of the game. 56 caps for Australia, 42 appearances for Queensland. Australia captain, he's won 6 State of Origin series and 11 overall, while he captained the Kangaroos to World Cup success in 2013 and 2017. But he's had a little bit of bad luck this year, so maybe he's decided to quit while he's ahead.
He's been caught.
Yeah, for him that's bad luck.
Yeah, that's
and getting a swift punch in the wherever. So,
and he got a sin bin for mouthing off to the ref, didn't he, earlier in the season? He's really
got a ban. I mean, it's
challenging year for Cameron Smith.
Maybe he's seen the writing on the wall and he said, "Yeah, all that stuff I've been getting away with, it's no longer going to happen."
Look, for all that kind of, he's become the master at slowing the game down for your opposition, at play of the balls and those sorts of things. He's also become the master at speeding the game up and controlling the tempo of the game for his own side with the ball in hand from acting half. And and being one of the greatest players in Australian and Queensland history. I think if you'd have thought 10, 12 years ago that this sort of unassuming bloke was going to be the linchpin, the crucial guy, the guy who's going to live through all this time and come out of it as a Queensland and Australia legend, you might have been a little bit surprised at that, but really is an incredible rugby league player for everything else, and you've got to say his resume is fantastic. The one surprising thing is the timing of it.
Yeah. Just before I would guess the squad will be, they'll have been ruminating about who to pick and stuff. But obviously, this is the thing. Obviously, he's the author. He's the first name on the team sheet, isn't he? So.
Do you think maybe other people in the setup knew about it, but he just didn't want the fanfare and the fuss, so he kind of made sure it was announced kind of out of Origin season, as it were, even though it's never out of Origin season in Australia, but as it were, so that he didn't have this big ceremonial last game and all that sort of stuff.
Well, obviously, over the last kind of little period, we've had kind of JT's last game, haven't we, and all that kind of stuff. So maybe he just didn't fancy all that kind of.
He wants to leave it for Billy Slater to get that, probably, because I bet Billy Slater announces his retirement at some point during the series this year.
Well, he's the last one, isn't he, of that kind of that link. So
has Matt Scott
announced
has Matt Scott retired from internationals or not?
I don't know, but obviously he missed all last time, didn't he? I don't know whether he's playing well. I know
he's playing in a crap team this year, isn't he?
Well, I mean, there's kind of an incumbent role, isn't there, with Queensland? They just kind of turn up and they'll beat whatever New South Wales puts in them. But yeah, well, I don't know whether he'll stay or not. But yeah, it's I'd be amazed if they weren't told about this weeks ago. I wouldn't have thought that. For everything you can say about Cameron Smith, he's a professional, and that is you can interpret that both ways. But he's the way he conducts himself generally is pretty exemplary in terms of off-field stuff. So I would be amazed if he didn't treat the kind of the selection with the respect that it's due. But yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe that'll come out.
Yeah, we will see. Okay, former Leeds back rower Matt Adamson has been named the interim head coach of the Fiji national team. Are you there?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
am there.
I thought I'd lost you. Adamson, 45, made 62 appearances for the Rhinos between 2002 and 2004, and also played for Parramatta, Penrith, and Canberra in the NRL. Fiji are due to play PNG during international weekend on the 23rd of June. And a bit more PNG news. Confirmed the news that I think when I was drunk in Chicken Cottage, I attributed this story to Aaron Bower, the original story, but I think it was Matthew Shaw actually. Same paper, probably similar age, young kids. I don't know, but I think Aaron Bower might have done this story that confirmed it. I don't know. I just steal stuff from everywhere. But anyway, they're all doing great work. England Knights will tour PNG and play 2 test matches against the Cumulls. PNG Rugby League chief executive officer Rato Rao has confirmed. He was at a press conference where he was with Michael Maram, the head coach, as well, and the Pacific Nations country have confirmed that they will play 4 test matches in 2018. That'll include the game against Fiji that we just mentioned, a game against the Aussie Prime Minister's 13, and then England Knights will play the 2 games against them, one in I don't know how to pronounce this, Lay or Lie?
I'd go Lay.
On October the 27th, and then in Port Moresby on November the 3rd. So cracking to get some good competitive fixtures for both PNG and the England Knights. I think that's a really good way to use the Knights to develop our international players and the international game.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. I think that, and I think that would be really competitive. If you think of the Knights, the kind of development squad that was named, and we were putting 13s or 17s together, weren't we? And yeah, that's probably a really competitive game. I think that'd be a cracker actually. Although both of them were really good games. So, and the fact that it's part of a program of matches, against other kind of teams that's exactly right, isn't it? That's the way it needs to be.
Yep. Okay. Do you want to do the?
Do the last one. And finally, so Warrington Wolves will be linking up with the North West Boroughs Healthcare